Hi everyone, so I'm going to do a strip down of the Bel Air body, get it ready for painting. It's actually quite cold here where I am at the moment, so I won't be painting it tonight. And I'm still doing a bit of research on exactly how to paint it. So I've been watching some videos on lowrider style, so I've got plenty of masking tape and playing around, and I'm going to get some lace and different patterns as well that I'm going to try, but I'm just not sure if I can use these kind of acrylic-y paints and get the effect I'm after. So if anyone out there knows anything about that, any info would be good. I've got a friend of mine, I'm going to pick his brain about painting these, so he's a good painter. So as you know, I've already lowered it, so I can take the body off. Put the body over there, the chassis over there. So what I need to do now is basically take off all the chrome work, take out the windows. That doesn't look too bad. Take off the grille and the lights, bits and pieces. Quite like these tail lights. Might be able to do something interesting there as well. So let's get into it. Try not to scratch the bodywork on this, so I've got a bit of foam underneath. Doesn't look too bad. Most of this should just pop off. I will have to drill a couple of rivet bits out just to get the glass out. So I might do that first actually. So just, you usually want to pick a drill bit just a little bit bigger than, if I just zoom in a little bit there. So a wee bit bigger than what you're actually trying to drill out. And you do have to be a bit careful on the plastic bits. They can snap sometimes. And obviously you don't want to go through what you're drilling either. Most of the time. So gonna need a slightly bigger drill bit. That came off easy. Oh, I didn't realise it's still zoomed in there. There we go. So that came out quite nicely. When you go to put it back in, you can just use something like PVA wood glue, something like that. You don't want to use super glue or anything because it can fog up the plastic. And that usually will hold it in nicely. I'm just going to clean this up a bit. Okay, what do we got next? Flathead screwdriver is always quite handy, just to help leverage stuff off. You can see that came off very easy. Yeah, I'll be able to detail that up a bit. What else we got? Now I've been using, I think that's sliding down a bit. I've been using one of these lately. So it's like a flat scalpel blade. Really handy for just kind of cutting off the plastic ends. these kind of bits. Okay, a little bit of persuasion. Same with the headlights. Fortunately, that can happen sometimes. So the light popped out. Where's my bag of goodies? Right. Always handy to have just some small snap lock bags. You can buy them pretty cheap at a $2 shop. Really good for holding all the small pieces. And again, you might have heard me say this before, if you're new to trying to build custom models, something like this Maisto model is a really good one to start with. Not too expensive. Sometimes you can get them quite cheap, especially second hand. Quite a nice model, and you can do lots to it. You know, wheel swaps aren't too bad. You can have a go at painting them, and you can add a lot of detail. You know, detail up the motor, the inside. I'm going to do an interior with this one. Just thinking about these as kind of seat covers and stuff. I'll cover that on a later video. So what are we doing here? Now these Maisto doors are interesting. It's a newer style with that rather than the dog leg, and you can just usually sort of have to be a wee bit careful sometimes. You can just kind of leverage that off. There, the door comes off. Okay. Now, front windows can sometimes be a little tricky, but you don't want to break it. That's the there we go. So just have a wee play around. This one pops out rather than pops in. There we go. So just be nice and gentle with something like that. And front bumper. Okay, and the front grille. So again, with the kind of engines around, just sort of trying to figure out whether you pull it in or out. He's stuck on something. There we go. Came off. Now this is something to watch. It's actually got a plastic liner inside on the underside of the bonnet or the hood. I have left those on occasionally, and then if I've gone and stripped the paint, they actually melt The plastic will melt with the paint stripper. I'm going to take it off, and I'm not actually going to strip the paint on this car. I'm just going to sand it down and then paint over, because I may even use the original colour of the car in the paint scheme. But I'm going to take this off because you can kind of see that design there, this sort of kidney shape. That bit, I think I could do quite a nice kind of lowrider colour underneath to kind of go with the whole theme. I think that could be quite interesting. So again, just drill it out. Good. Right. Still going. In fact, I think I only need to drill the middle one out. Okay. Yeah, so I think I could do something quite interesting with that. Maybe put a silver on and then sort of carefully mask each of those bits and then paint it. That could be quite cool. Right. And then, whoop, left the window wipers on. Coming out as well as I'd hoped. Sometimes with these, drilling them can be a better solution. Go. Right, and then it's just the door cards, because I'm going to obviously paint the doors too. Usually you can pry those off. Look at that, so easy. That's one reason I like Mastos. I was playing around with some Highway 61 models recently, very nice models, but the door cards are basically glued on, so you have to almost destroy them to get them off, which it's a bit frustrating, but they come off very nicely. And so some cars have plastic door handles and things, but this one, they're molded in, so it's going to be a little bit interesting for painting. But the car's got a nice pop the door back on. Oops. So the car's got some nice body lines that I should be able to use when painting, you know, do something below that line and maybe below that line and something across the top. It does have some nice badging on it, which unfortunately I'm going to have to take off. Yeah, that's I think that's going to be quite cool. All right, so that was me. Just had a bit of a stressful day at work, so it's nice to come and play with the models a little bit. Cool. Thanks for watching.